Now, from KJRH TV Channel 2, this is the Morning News.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to this special, very special edition of 2 News in the Morning. We are live in Bartlesville.
Yep.
I'm Deirdre Davis.
I'm David Bernard. We're getting ready for the big kickoff of OK Mozart.
Now, you know what this has to do with OK Mozart?
No, I don't, but I'm sure you'll tell everyone.
Well, this is very German. One of the many items you can find in the Salzburg House. Some of the gifts you can buy here at this festival. Very German theme. So it's going to be pretty exciting. And we're not only going to talk about the gifts, the crafts, the food, all that kind of stuff, but the main thing with this festival, which is, ready, David?
The music.
Very good. And some of the festivities, some of the music is played outdoors. Right now, we're in the gallery, and there's posters from all of the different festivities.
Yeah.
This is the 12th year for this festival. Absolutely magnificent, this community center here in Bartlesville.
It really is, and you know, the festival is really just taken on a huge tradition in this part of the state, and really the entire state. It gets a lot of attention from everywhere. I know people come from really all over this region to attend this festival coming up over the weekend. Then, of course, the big deal over at Willow Rock coming up Wednesday, the huge outdoor concert. That's all ahead, too. You think the weather's going to work out?
Well, I think that's what everyone here has been asking you all morning.
I'm glad we got those storms out of our system yesterday. That's going to mean some really good news, I think, for the next coming days. Let's start off this morning, and we can take a look at our regional radar picture. Well, first, we're going to show you some video from last night. Some pretty ominous video of some heavy rains and even some wall clouds we captured, our storm chasers did, in southeastern Oklahoma as some of these storms rolled through our area. But fortunately, as we were saying, that's all gone now. There it goes into portions of North Texas. Dallas just got hammered by some big storms this morning. There could be some minor delays if you're traveling down that way. Right now in Tulsa, we have clearing skies across the area, a delightful 62 degrees, our humidity 93%, west wind at 5. That barometer's 30 inches even, holding steady. Brookside right now reporting 61 degrees. The forecast for today, we're going to be seeing patchy fog this morning, then mild conditions, light north breeze, 69 degrees by your noontime temperature. By this afternoon, partly cloudy. There might be a couple of isolated showers possible with a high temperature of 75 around 5 o'clock. By 10 o'clock, 63 degrees, partly cloudy and pleasant. But I really don't think that chance of showers is going to be too significant. It's not going to mess up anything as far as the concert goes.
Now, we're going to be watching your forecast very closely because this festival kicks off tonight, but it runs all the way through the 15th. So we've got a couple of weeks, well, a full week here where we need the weather to hold up for us.
We're going to do our best. But
you know, this nutcracker reminds me of someone. I don't know, mouth is always moving, always eating. Maybe Brad Rogers kind of reminds you, yeah, a little bit of, you know, a little bit of semblance there. And just to show you there at home, see if you find the resemblance at all, let's go to Brad for our top stories this morning. Brad?
Well, gee, thanks a lot, guys. I appreciate that rave review there. Yes, we do have some news for you then this morning. A man is dead. Another man is in critical condition after a construction accident in Muskogee. This is the second fatal accident in 2 weeks at the Veterans Hospital site. Manhattan construction officials say a crane tipped over while moving concrete. The crane pinned 42-year-old Tommy Lawson and 24-year-old Donald Triggs. Lawson died on the scene, and Triggs is in critical condition at St. Francis with an amputated arm. The safety director is investigating the accident. Crews have been working on the new addition at the VA hospital since November. We have an update for you this morning on the tragic story of a severely burned boy from Oklahoma City. Officials think 14-month-old Jose Santos received second and third degree burns over 95% of his body when he tipped over a can of gas near a hot water tank. Santos has been moved to the Texas Burn Center, where he is still in critical condition. The boy and 2 of his brothers were pulled from the fire by their mother and a neighbor. His brothers are in good condition. Fires continue to rage in Alaska this morning. The wildfires have already burned over 64 square miles. Winds have died down, and the high humidity has helped fire crews with the blaze. More than 1,000 firefighters from around the country are helping local crews fight the fire. Officials say fires have destroyed up to 500 homes. President Clinton plans to declare the area a federal disaster. And in Spokane, Washington, animal control officers are trying to catch an escaped African lion this morning. People have reported hearing the lion off in the wooded areas, and authorities did find a mauled sheep, but no one has seen the lion. Animal control officers tried to flush out the big cat with small explosives. So far, no luck. Officials are now trying to find a bear trap to use to catch the lion. Time to check back in now with Deirdre and David. And guys, I understand you have a guest for us today.
We sure do, Brad. Right now we are joined by Bob Metzinger. He's the Bartlesville City Manager. Thanks for getting up with us this morning.
You're welcome. Good to be here.
Big times for Bartlesville coming up this weekend. This is really y'all's time to showcase your city throughout the year, isn't it?
Yes, it is. We have a very pretty city, and we're glad to have many visitors coming in for the week.
Let's just start off by talking, how much has the OK Mozart Festival done for Bartlesville since its inception?
A tremendous amount, really. It helps the economy, but it also contributes to the overall feeling that Bartlesville is a great place to live, have a tremendous quality of life, and this is a big part of it.
How many people do you expect to come in for the festivities, and from where do they come? It's not just the Bartlesville area, or even Oklahoma, actually.
Well, Ann Bulinger will know better than I, but we have people coming in from, I think, all states in the United States, from other countries, and more people come from outside the city than from in the city to attend the festival.
How about internationally? Do you find a lot of international guests coming in?
There are some international guests attending as well.
Any number, kind of a figure on how many people this brings in?
I don't have the number. I'm looking at Nan. Nan, tell me the number, but 35,000.
35,000.
My.
Wow, and any kind of economic numbers on what this means to the community economically?
Yes, it has a financial impact of about $11 million a year, so it is a big thing in the economy.
Any big changes this year with the festival? Anything for people that, because a lot of people that do these kinds of festivities come back every year to Bartlesville.
Well, yes, there are a lot of changes this year in the festival, and we have some of the same people coming back, but there are other artists as well, and I'm not the person who really knows that.
And we're going to talk with Nan.
Nan, I think, is our woman on
a little
these
bit
kinds
later
of questions.
That's right.
But I guess really the bottom line is I have been surprised the past couple of years that I've been coming up here. I think I've seen a tremendous change in the city just since then as far as growth. I think I have seen some new development taking place up here.
The economy has been very healthy. It's amazing. Our sales tax this year is up substantially, 6.6% from last year. So our budget has a good foundation for next year, the year that starts July 1. We have fewer housing vacancies in Bartlesville than we've had in the past. So the city is looking good right now.
Well, all right. I appreciate you being here this morning.
Yeah, thanks for getting up so early with us.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
And good luck. And we're going to do a little weather now, I think, a quick little weather update for you folks out there. Let's go ahead and take a look at our current conditions in Tulsa one more time. If you're just waking up, we have a temperature of 62 degrees right now, and we're going to be looking at really nice weather the rest of the day. Just a slight chance we're going to see a shower, but it really shouldn't be anything that's going to ruin your plans. We have a light west wind at 5, the barometer 30 inches even and holding steady. Here's a look at the forecast for this morning. There might be a little bit of patchy fog, especially where some of that heavier rain fell last night south and east of Tulsa with a noontime temperature of 69. And for this afternoon, a 5 o'clock temperature of 75. Once again, a few isolated showers may develop in the afternoon hours. And by this evening, partly cloudy and pleasant, a 10 o'clock temperature of 63 degrees. And for the opening ceremonies here in Bartlesville for later on this evening, probably right around 69, 70 degrees with fair to partly cloudy skies. So we're going to be in good shape for that. Deirdre, we got more coming up, don't we?
We sure, David. Guess who said this? This is a famous quote. I pay no attention to anybody's praise or blame. I simply follow my own feelings. Any guess on who might have said that?
Mozart?
Exactly, and you'll find that on the back of these OK Mozart sweatshirts. One of the many items for sale here at the festivities. We're going to tell you a lot more about that and all of the festivities right after the break. Stay with us.
June is cash rebate month at Cost Warehouse. Plus, you get select appliances, electronics, Friedel 97. Plus, we still give you the guaranteed lowest prices. Get $20 to $100 cash rebates from Whirlpool on select models. Buy this People's Choice washer and dryer pair, super capacity washer, and super heavy-duty dryer for just $7.28. Plus, get a $30 cash rebate. Plus, it's Friedel 97. Plus, you get 100 free loads of Tide and Bounce. Or take home this heavy-duty, large capacity washer and dryer pair. It's just $312. Yes, only $312 for the pair after rebate. Remember, you always get our lifetime lowest price guarantee only at Cost Warehouse.
The day of radio is gone. The people expect to see pictures. People expect to see good pictures.
Yeah, and especially now with microwave and satellite, you've got to get out there and get it right now. You get down there and you start shooting, you know you've got to get the story and hit deadline and get your live shots up.
There's no better feeling in the world when you've beaten someone to a story and you get the good pictures back before they do, and people notice that.
Pictures, that's the most important thing, is the pictures.
Yeah.
The Channel 2 photojournalists, because without this part of the home team, it would just be radio.
On Extra, Super Jock turned minister Reggie White's toughest battle.
What we want to do is get our message out.
After his church was mysteriously destroyed, see why Reggie turned to Hollywood for divine intervention.
To me, the greatest preaching tool is the TV screen.
Then, can this unorthodox procedure actually make patients healthier?
When you're coning the ear, you can actually be affecting many parts of the body.
Find out. Plus, the fur is flying over this fashion comeback. The story's only on Extra.
On Channel 2 NBC, your Olympic station.
Choose from over 60 new, different in-stock bedrooms at Woodcraft. From elegant 18th century to sophisticated contemporary, you'll find your style at the lowest price at Woodcraft. You've seen this lovely Louis Philippe bedroom elsewhere for hundreds more. At Woodcraft, the queen bed is just $6.99. Our southwest bedroom features a lightly distressed finish. The four-piece group now only $7.97. Take your choice of firm or soft therapeutic queen sets now just $2.99 with no monthly payments, no interest for 6 months at Woodcraft.
Welcome back to Bartlesville. You are looking at the concert hall where a lot of the music during the OK Mozart Festival will be taking place. 1,700 people fit in that auditorium, and because of the incredible acoustics, the OK Mozart Festival, it's a continued success every year. Phenomenal community center.
Beautiful
there.
shot there. And wow, we're pretty lucky this morning to be joined by the person who knows it all.
Kind of was the founder for the whole thing.
Oh yeah, I mean this is like, you know, the
Mozart
who, what,
herself,
when,
himself.
where, why, you know.
Well, I feel impressed.
Thank you, Nan Billinger, for joining us.
Thank you.
And let's start
It's
right
nice
off
to be with you.
by asking the history of this festival. For 12 years, it's been a huge
That's
success.
right. This is our 12th season, and actually Ransom Wilson is the founder, and I've been working with him since 1983, so we worked for about a year and a half before the first festival in 1985. And the hall was relatively new then, and it is really a gorgeous concert hall. It's quite unusual because it has the high pitch of seats and no balcony, and there is not a bad seat in the house. It's just incredible. I know some of your people were up where this shot is coming from is what in most halls people would consider the worst seat, and look how beautiful it is.
Fabulous.
So truly, when we say there's no bad seat, there isn't. It's great.
Now, you saw that piano down there.
Right.
I was playing on it and then told that it was a
were?
$250,000 Steinway. So
She was playing Yankee Doodle Dandy on the $250,000.
glad I didn't pull out my
sorry to
chopstick
hear
abilities
that.
there.
Just
There
watch
it is. Does it still look like it's...
$250,000 piano.
I think it's going to live. I do. It's a CD Steinway, and that's a designation Steinway puts on just the very finest that they turn out.
Wow, I'm not going to wash my hands ever.
We bring in a very wonderful Steinway piano technician from New York every year, right before the festival, to attend to its care and feeding, because we bring in truly the finest artists all over the world. And Robin Sutherland, who opens the festival with the first formal concert, which is Saturday night, our candlelight concert, when we take people back to the 18th century. We turn out the lights and then come up with candlelight, and the mood changes. And Robin is a wonderful Mozart pianist, and he will be performing on Saturday night on that piano. And then the last weekend of the festival, a favorite in Tulsa is Awadaj and Pratt, who last year performed a recital there, and I believe the year before. So now everyone can hear him with one of the finest orchestras in the country. So that piano will get a big workout.
And of course, what I'm going to have to do this year, and I have to admit I have not done yet, is coming up on Wednesday, of course, is the big outdoor concert
right.
at
At
Willow
Willow
Rock. Absolutely.
So, David, you
Everybody
got to
knows
give us
about
good
that.
weather for that.
I think it's going to. I was telling Nan earlier, I think we're going to be in great shape this weekend and into next week as well.
Well, that's good news, because every year we keep our fingers crossed, and the gods have been good to us. We've had good weather, and I'm knocking on wood that it will continue. The Willow Rock concert is very special. It's a good audience builder for us, because people love being outdoors and bring their special picnics.
All right, Nan, we'll be looking out for that weather for you, and we'll be seeing you this week up in Bartlesville. Thanks for joining us. We do have more ahead on 2 News in the Morning. I am going to take a look at that weather forecast we're talking so much about.
That's right, and we're going to give you kind of an idea of some of the events that are kicking off tonight, and even the Olympic tie to OK Mozart. All that coming up after the break.
Olympic tie break?
He's naturally charming.
That's it.
She's always polite.
I do believe your fly's open.
Together, they're outrageous. Always talking from the heart.
So it's a good marriage. It's a solid and happy marriage.
What did you hear differently? Unafraid to take a stand. You never know what will happen when it's live.
I did it.
With Regis and Kathy Lee.
On Channel 2 NBC, your Olympic station.
Hi, I'm Win Lanham, and if you're needing a new recliner, take a short drive to Broken Arrow. you'll find one of the largest selection of lane recliners in the area. All of the latest styles and fabrics and at prices far below the big store sale prices. Our overhead allows us to sell for less every day. We offer free delivery and credit terms. You can shop daily to 6, Thursday late, or Sunday 1 to 5. For big savings on your lane recliner, come see my wife, Pat, at Lanham Furniture, 412 North Main in Broken Arrow.
It starts with a vision, a dream to be the best one can be. Combine that vision with discipline, talent, and years of hard work, and you have the ingredients of a champion. The 1996 Summer Olympic Games, brought to you locally by these broadcast sponsors.
The Tulsa International Antique Show and Sale this weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at the Fairgrounds Exchange Center 1 building. Tulsa's largest show. Don't miss it. Antiques are still your best investment.
So the other day, my son says to me he wants to be a Power Ranger when he grows up. Can you morph into a Megazoid? No. Do you want to wear red tights and a helmet to work? No. But you want to save the world, fight for right, and better all mankind. Maybe you should be a teacher.
Welcome back, everyone. We're live in Bartlesville this morning, helping to kick off the start of OK Mozart, just a wonderful festival that's been a tradition here now in Bartlesville since the early 1980s. And we're in the concert hall of the Bartlesville Community Center right now. We were showing you some of that earlier this morning, and we just had to come back in here because it is just such a beautiful sight. And, of course, that beautiful piano down there where most of this music is going to be played from. We're going to start off this morning switching gears just a little bit as far as the weather goes and giving you an idea of the rainfall that we saw across the area in the last 24 hours. Now, it seems like here in Tulsa and up in Bartlesville, we've kind of missed out on it the last couple times around. I mean, only 1/10 of an inch of rain fell in the Bartlesville area. That's also up around Copan and also in the Tulsa area. Not much rain at all. A little heavier amount down as you head into South Tulsa around Bixby. They had 4/10 of an inch of rain. But you can see once you get along I-40 and south of there, 1 to 1.5 inches of rain was pretty common last night across the area. Let's take a look at temperatures now across Oklahoma, and it is very delightful this morning. 62 Ponca City and Tulsa, McAllister 63, also 62 at Oklahoma City, and some 50s across Kansas back into portions of northwest Oklahoma. Right now in Tulsa, 62 degrees outside, our humidity 93%, west wind at 5, the barometer 30 inches even and holding steady. The morning low 62 degrees. By noontime today, we'll be looking at temperatures mainly in the 60s from Tulsa north and east and 70s down toward the southwest. By 5 o'clock today, we'll have partly cloudy skies. An isolated shower may be possible, mainly northeast of Tulsa. Mid-70s to lower 70s up around the Miami area. Quick look now at your pinpoint forecast. Patchy fog this morning, noontime temperature of 69, 75 by 5 o'clock this afternoon with an isolated shower possible. And then as we head into this evening, a 10 o'clock temperature of 63 degrees. Quickly, the 4-day forecast for OK Mozart. It's looking A-OK, to say the least. Temperatures in the 70s, overnight lows in the 50s, 85 degrees by Monday, and it looks like it's going to be a warm, hot, and dry for that Willow Rock concert coming up next Wednesday. Let's look at our weather from the concert hall. Deirdre, what do you have for us now?
Well, David, from classical music to classics and sports, Keith Isbell has our morning sports wrap. Keith?
And hi, everybody, and good morning. 8 years ago, Rick Pitino helped the young John Calipari land the head coaching job at UMass. Now, 8 years later, Pitino has assisted, at least indirectly, in Calipari getting another job. 1 week after Rick turned down the New Jersey Nets, Calipari has accepted the Jersey offer to leave the Minutemen for the NBA in New Jersey. Reports say the 37-year-old Calipari will get $15 million over the next 5 years to become the head coach and GM of the Nets. Calipari's agent says his client is ready for a new challenge. Although the Marcus Camby agent scandal means Calipari could be getting out while the getting is good.
He's happy with the kind of player that is there now, and I think he feels confident that he can add talent, and that the Nets ownership is committed to adding the talent necessary to make this a first-class organization.
Bye, John. Ryan Miner getting ready to move to the pros. The athlete many considered to be the best ever at OU has finally found something he's not good at doing. Ryan's struggling with the waiting game as the NBA draft approaches.
kind of nervous about some stuff. You know, I really kind of wish everything would hurry up and get here and get passed and everything, because, you know, then you can really get set on what you want to do all summer. But right now, you know, you're just waiting and hoping.
As Minor waits for the draft, he hopes that a subpar for him senior season, when he shot under 45% from the field, doesn't cause the wait for his name to be called on draft day to be extended, though no one can predict what the impact of over 20 underclassmen turning pro early will mean for Minor.
The draft's funny because they like to get the young guys with the fresh legs or people that can develop, and sometimes that can overshadow a guy like myself that's a senior.
Few things ever overshadowed Minor at OU. 1995 Big 8 Player of the Year in hoops, drafted by the Mets for his baseball skills. Ryan's classy attitude helped him own Oklahoma's fans. Soon the guy that some OU co-eds called the Hammond Hunk will be able to own lots of things when the NBA dollars come in.
Do you think about all the money, or is that going to come? And I mean, you've been poor this long. Why not wait a few more weeks?
Exactly. You know, you think about it a lot, but yet, you know, that's not the real reason that you're playing. You know, it has something to do with it, but yet mostly, you know, you just want to go out and play and make yourself established in the NBA. That's one of your goals when you're a little kid, is not think about all the money. You know, sometimes you do, but most of the time it's just, you know, be able to play in the NBA and play with that competition. We know it's one of the best.
Ryan Minor, an MVP guy. Good luck to him in the upcoming draft. Coming up next half hour, we'll check on Melissa McNamara. There's been a Melissa sighting. Sports coming up in a half hour. Stay where you are.
Thank you so much, Keith. And now we're going to go to break, but we'll be back in just a minute. And we're going to leave you at the break getting a picture of Wolfgang and his sister Nannerl when they were just young kiddies. There you see them. We'll be back to OK Mozart in just a minute. Stay tuned.
Sooner or later, chances are you'll find yourself looking for a home out of town. Moving, vacationing, planning for retirement. Whatever your reasons, Better Homes and Gardens can help you get there with our free Homes Guidebook. It's filled with full-color photos of properties across the U.S., Canada, and Puerto Rico, so you can compare prices across town and around the country. Compliments of the one company that'll be there wherever your travels take you. Better Homes and Gardens Real Estate Service. Call us, 1-800-301-FREE.
The day of radio is gone. The people expect to see pictures. People expect to see good pictures.
Yeah, and especially now with microwave and satellite, you've got to get out there and get it right now. You get down there and you start shooting, you know you've got to get the story and hit deadline and get your live shots up.
There's no better feeling in the world when you've beaten someone to a story and you get the good pictures back before they do, and people notice that.
Pictures, that's the most important thing, is the pictures.
Yeah.
The Channel 2 photojournalists, because without this part of the home team, it would just be radio.
When the Dream Team hits the court in Atlanta, you and a friend can be there.
Just send a postcard with your name, address, and phone number to P.O. Box 2, Tulsa, Oklahoma. Then watch Channel 2 News at 10 each weeknight from June 17th to July 19th. If you hear your name, call in before the end of the show, and you will be entered to win the grand prize on July 22nd. But be ready to do a non-stop whirlwind tour, leaving July 25th from Tulsa, returning July 27th. From your Olympic station, Channel 2 NBC.
You know what racial prejudice is?
Well, Mary Kay, some people think it's a perfectly rational attitude.
But it's not.
And it results in unjust, unkind behavior based on ignorance and fear.
We fear what is different. We're often ignorant of how the other person feels.
Think about it. Our differences make us interesting and strong when we learn to appreciate them.
Prejudice hurts. Give the other person a chance for the sake of all that's good within us.
Welcome back to Bartlesville, everyone, from the Bartlesville Community Center. We're in the concert hall right now. We've told you a little bit about the beautiful piano behind us. It's a Steinway, and they sure do take a lot of pride in it here. And every year, they bring in a special person just to tune this piano so the music that you hear here at OK Mozart sounds A-OK. Here's an interview with that person.
Thousands of Oklahomans will fill these seats in the Bartlesville Community Center auditorium to watch world-renowned musicians. But what these audience members won't see is all the hard work that goes into tuning these instruments. Dirk tunes pianos for a living. While growing up in Germany, Dirk began playing the piano at an early age and by 15 became an apprentice. His lifelong dream, to work for Steinway & Sons. 14 years ago, this dream became reality. Now Dirk tunes pianos for popular artists such as Herbie Hancock and Harry Connick Jr.
Then you have the A.
Armed with a tuning fork and a piano wrench, he makes music to our ears.
440.
And when he's done, Dirk finds it's hard to resist playing a finely tuned piano.
You know, when you really enjoy the instrument after it's done, you know, regulated and voiced and tuned, it's fun to play it, you know.
Since 1990, Dirk has enjoyed traveling to Bartlesville to tune pianos for OK Mozart.
I know most of the people and musicians are already here, you know, in Bartlesville, and it's like a family after all these years.
Dirk takes 2 to 3 days to tune all of them, then moves on to Salt Lake City. Dirk enjoys coming here.
It's a good change, you know, coming from New York, you know, and being in a little town. Less traffic, less noise. It's like vacation.
And that was our Karen Keith reporting. Of course, she's going to join us for breakfast from Bartlesville. That's coming up in the next hour. Let's take a quick look at your 4-day forecast one more time. You can't beat it. I'm telling you, for the middle of June, we're talking temperatures in the mid and upper 70s, lows in the 50s, basically a dry forecast, a warming trend in store by the end of the week and going into next week. OK Mozart weather is going to be in really good shape. There's still more to come on 2 News in the Morning at the 6 o'clock hour. We're going to have more live from Bartlesville, of course, and we're going to have Martha Stewart. It's a good thing. Alan Smith will be in the garden, and we're going to have the Olympic giveaways, so get by the phones and get ready to win.
Cash rebate month at Cost Warehouse. Plus, you get select appliances and electronics free till 97. Plus, we still give you the guaranteed lowest prices. Buy now and get Mitsubishi free till September 97. 15 months free. No interest, no accrued interest, and no payments. Take home this Mitsubishi 31-inch big screen loaded with features, just $8.99, and totally free for 15 months. Plus, get free surround sound speakers. Add this Mitsubishi 4-head VCR for just $199 and start building your own home theater. It's Mitsubishi and totally free for 15 months. Remember, you always get our lifetime lowest price guarantee only at Cost Warehouse. Gigantic!
It's the grand opening of El Dorado's new Super Center.
This is just going to be so big.
Special financing on a special selection of specially priced vehicles.
It's Fat Albert and the Cosby Kids, huge.
Big approvals, big deals, 39th and Memorial.
Big?
It's the grand opening now at El Dorado Motors Super Center.
Huge!
It starts with a vision, a dream to be the best one can be. Combine that vision with discipline, talent, and years of hard work, and you have the ingredients of a champion. The 1996 Summer Olympic Games, brought to you locally by these broadcast sponsors.
The Four Tops for the Rosie O'Donnell Show.
Now as we say, old show, just like the daytime talk that we all know is the same.
Excuse me.
Old show.
Hello, Mr. Top. Hi. It's not the same old show, you see. It's different. It's got comedy and variety, and it's not the same old show.
It's not the same.
It's not.
Old show.
Beginning June 10th on Channel 2 NBC. Now, from KJRH TV Channel 2, this is the Morning News.
Good morning, everyone. This is a special edition of 2 News in the Morning. We are live in Bartlesville, Oklahoma. It's a beautiful morning and the kickoff of the internationally famous OK Mozart Festival. I'm Deirdre Davis.
And I'm David Bernard, and we are just happy as could be, I guess. What's the expression for that?
Think of a German term. What's a German term for being happy as can be?
I really don't know the answer to that.
Pretzel and beer? It's the only German things I know.
When did you learn
really
that?
About an hour ago.
I don't know, beer mug. I know that. Is that
a Stein?
Right.
Okay, well.
Maybe that is.
Gut. What was it? Bear Guth or something, someone said.
Right, exactly.
Probably means beer gut or something, and we're totally off base. But we aren't off base on knowing this is a fabulous festival kicking off this evening and running through the 15th of June.
I think the most exciting thing about the festival this year is going to be the weather, Deirdre.
You've been talking about this fabulous weekend forecast.
I mean, temperatures in the 70s for highs, overnight lows in the 50s, and I mean, you can't beat it. Up here at Bartlesville, it's going to be, you know, just even a touch cooler than what we're going to see in Tulsa.
I would say Mother Nature must be a big Mozart fan.
Probably so, and, you know, I have a good connection with her. And
well, good,
I put in the request early this year, so things just tended to work out. Starting off this morning, we can give you an idea of the regional radar picture. We had all those nasty storms last night across the area, and fortunately, they have pushed out of our area, and they've now pushed into portions of North Texas where some severe weather is still ongoing this morning. Besides that, though, we're pretty quiet. Right now in Tulsa, here's a look at the current conditions. 62 degrees, our humidity 93%, a west wind at 5, the barometer 30 inches even and holding steady, and the morning low has been our current temperature of 62. Right now in Brookside, we're reporting 61 degrees. The forecast this morning, patchy fog, otherwise mild, and look for a noontime temperature of 69 degrees and 75 by 5 o'clock with an isolated shower possible. We could see one or two of those develop, but it shouldn't be a big deal. This evening, pleasant and a 10 o'clock temperature of 63 degrees. We're going to be in good shape there. And, wow, we got some T-shirt action going on here.
Hey, you know what does Guten Tagen mean?
I don't know.
Guten Tag or something, is that?
We'll have to find out.
Good day, Guten Tag. Hey, I just guessed that. I mean, that just came to me.
I believe that, Deirdre.
But it works.
Anyway.
These are the T-shirts for this year. Wolfgang, of course, first name of Mozart.
Absolutely.
And also what we call Brad. Wolfgang, how's it going out there? What are our top stories this morning?
Yes, Guten Tag is good day. All right, correct. Hey, thanks a lot, guys. Attorneys for an Oklahoma City bombing suspect say it wouldn't be fair to unseal defense challenges to evidence against their client. Earlier this week, prosecutors asked a federal judge to let the public read the challenges to evidence against Timothy McVeigh and Terry Nichols. But Nichols' attorney says allowing that would impose unconstitutional conditions on a defendant's right to suppress unlawfully seized evidence. A hearing will decide all this in 3 weeks. Tulsa police continue to look for clues and a suspect in the death of a 78-year-old great-great-grandmother. Police say Myrtle Childs was found lying face down on the bedroom floor of her home Wednesday. It's believed she suffered a blunt trauma to the head. Family members found her body after neighbors noticed her mail had not been collected. Police are trying to determine if there's any connection between Child's death and the 1991 killing of a 71-year-old woman about a mile away. A 6-year-old accused of nearly beating an infant to death won't be charged with attempted murder after all. Prosecutors in Martinez, California, says they're reducing the charge to assault with intent to bodily injury. The boy is accused of using his hands, feet, and a stick to beat a 4-week-old baby, causing permanent brain damage. The prosecutor says he still believes the boy knew what he was doing was wrong and should be held responsible. The defense says the charges should be dismissed altogether. And there's been another fire at a black church in the South. This one happened last night in Charlotte, North Carolina, at the 100-year-old Matthews Merlin Presbyterian Church. It comes amid growing concern over a rash of arson attacks against black churches across the South, including this one earlier this week in Greensboro, Alabama. The Federal Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms says it has investigated at least 25 arson attacks against black churches in southern states since January 1995. Arson investigators are on the scene of last night's fire, but there is no word yet about the cause. The OK Mozart International Festival is about to get underway in Bartlesville, and on the scene bright and early this morning, Deirdre Davis and David Brown. Let's go back to them now.
Call my mother after we're done.
Welcome back, everyone. We're back here in Bartlesville. Thank you, Brad, for that news update. Deirdre?
We have a very important guest, Adria Benjamin with Solisti Orchestra, out of New York, and one of literally the founders of this festival, if you consider the orchestra and Nan working together to get this whole thing kicked off. Tell us how it came to pass.
Well, we were on a tour of this region of the country in 1983, and we had the very good fortune to arrive in Bartlesville and play in this fantastic hall. And it was a match made in heaven. Nan thoroughly enjoyed the orchestra, the community enjoyed us, we thoroughly enjoyed performing here. And the idea for a festival, I believe, had been kicking around in Nan's mind, and she approached us, and of course we jumped at the chance, and 2 years later the festival began, and we've been here for all 12 years.
Now here's what I want to know. When I tell a lot of people about this festival, a lot of people, first of all, think they're having a Mozart celebration in Oklahoma, and much less they're having one in Bartlesville, and you know, this coming from people who don't really know the whole thing behind Bartlesville or much less about Oklahoma and just want to maybe stick their noses up at it. Not that I'm saying people in New York would do anything like that, but what did you think when you heard about that? Okay, you want us to do a what, and we're going to do what here? And
where? I'll tell you, the truth of the situation is that this tour that we did in 1983 was, we were playing in very small towns throughout this region, and of course, not many of us knew about Bartlesville, Oklahoma, and when we arrived here and saw this hall, we were just astounded. And then when we played the concert and got the reception from the community, we were even more astounded, and we knew that there was something extraordinarily special about this town, about the people, just from the reception that we got. And then when this idea for the festival came up, there was no way that we would say no. It was just it's a perfect opportunity. The community is wonderful, the hall is wonderful, the people, the volunteers. There's no place that I know of in the United States or anywhere else that could support a festival in the way that this community does.
And just think, you don't have the traffic like in New York. It makes it even better.
Just real quickly, tell me, how does this concert hall stack up with other places you play?
It's right up there on top. It's
really?
Tremendous.
That's
and
great.
It's wonderful from the stage. It's wonderful when I go out and sit in the house for various concerts to listen. It's great. And Ransom is a wonderful music director. He's a wonderful artistic director for this festival. I've known Ransom for almost 15 years, and it's a true joy to be able to work with an artistic and creative mind and personality like that.
And we sure appreciate you coming back every year to make this such a huge success for Oklahoma.
I and all the members of Celestia look forward to this. This is a great chance for us to travel together, to many of the people in the orchestra bring their children. It's a real family kind of experience for us, and one that we truly look forward to every year.
Well, Adria, thanks a lot for being with us this morning. We have 2 News in the Morning continues right after this.
Next on Day and Date.
Amazing TV. I'll be 23 next month, and I'm a convicted felon.
She killed the man she thought she'd marry.
I didn't think I was drunk when I got behind that wheel.
Now she teaches her hard-earned lesson to teens. Can they learn from her mistake? Plus, Oscar winner Nicolas Cage rocks the big house.
Give us 1 hour.
We'll give you a day and date to remember.
On Channel 2 NBC, your Olympic station.
Just put the roses on the truck.
All right.
Thanks. It's allergy season, and I'm always congested. But the last time I took a strong medicine, it caused side effects that knocked me out and overdried my sinuses. This time I took Sudafed instead. Big difference.
Sudafed drains sinus pressure, clears nasal congestion, with no overdrying, no drowsiness.
No congestion? No problem.
For strong relief with no unwanted side effects.
Take Sudafed instead.
Keystone Chevrolet, Oklahoma's exclusive test marketing site, continues to save you money. Brand new 96 fully loaded Astro conversions, just $18,988 or $299 a month. Just $299 a month for a brand new 96 Astro conversion van. These vans have it all: captain's chairs, tilt, cruise, AM/FM stereo, the whole package. All for only $18,988 or $299 a month. Test market pricing saves you money. Only at Keystone Chevrolet Geo.
A daily dose of smog, dirt, even makeup can leave skin coated and pores clogged. Physoderm cleans deep to the pores and gently rinses dirt and makeup away without the greasy residue of some facial cleansers. Physoderm, because clean skin is healthy skin.
When pain strikes, go for the Flexall and get going again. In clinical tests, people suffering from pain confirmed that aloe vera-based Flexall penetrates deep to bring fast-acting, long-lasting relief. Flexall.
Welcome back to OK Mozart, live in Bartlesville for this special edition of 2 News in the Morning. It is 6:08 right now and a beautiful 61 degrees outside. Well, during the recent weeks, Martha Stewart has been showing us a number of tips to get our garden going.
But you know what, that old Martha, she said, I'm sick of being outside. I'm going to move inside. And you know what? She's going to be inside today, and she's going to show us some useful things to do with some objects around the house that otherwise you might just throw away. And of course, it's a good thing.
Here's a novel way to use up all of those one-of-a-kind buttons in your button jar. Make decorative thumbtacks out of them. Find flat-headed, ordinary thumbtacks. I like to get them in colors so that I can coordinate them with the color of the button, or come close to it. And then choose the button that you want to make a tack out of. I love these orange buttons. Apply a small amount of glue from your hot glue gun onto the back of the button, right over the thread holes. Don't try to use shanked buttons because you won't have enough space to place the tack. Place the tack right in the little puddle of glue and let the glue cool at least 10 minutes to form a bond. You'll put your single buttons to great use and you'll brighten up your bulletin board. These are 2 really good reasons why button tacks are a good thing.
And after Martha, we have our little domestic homemaker. Well, not really, but Karen Keith, who's having breakfast this morning here in Bartlesville.
That's right. She's trying to get an early jump start on that OK Mozart Festival. You know, she's always trying to do that. She's very, very organized. And as a result, she's having breakfast this morning. Where's she having breakfast this morning?
I don't know. You rambled on for so long.
You can't remember? I don't remember.
But anyways,
oh,
let's
that's
go to
right.
Karen and find
now
out.
She's
Karen?
going to the Phillips Hotel. That's right. Yeah.
We're in the Villa Italia at the Hotel Phillips. It's absolutely gorgeous, and you're not going to believe who's sitting back over there. It's Wolfgang. And I know that I shouldn't go asking for his autograph, but I'm not at all sure I'm going to be able to contain myself. I'll give him a little while, maybe a cup of coffee or something, and then I'll attack. Ann Cherry is here, and she is with Phillips Petroleum, and this hotel's been around a while. I've seen a lot of people come and go.
It has been. Let's see, our doors opened June 1 of 1950. Construction was started in 48.
And you two said, they said, well, we can't say that on camera, so I'll say it. They said we could write a book. Okay, why don't you two reveal some of the folks who have been here between the two of you? Who do you remember?
Isaac Perlman, Carol Channing, Robert Goulet, Susan Jones, Shirley Jones, many at OK Mozart. Of course, we host their orchestra members all the time. Every year it's been here. I could just go on and on.
Isn't it kind of cool that Wolfgang's sitting back there? He looks good. You know, he's like 240 some odd years old. He doesn't look bad.
We're used to it.
Oh, you are? You're used to it? Mary Lou is the food and beverage manager here. Tell us what your favorite entree is. It doesn't have to be breakfast.
Well, my favorite is chicken scallopini, and I believe Ann's is the same.
All right. Well, we want to go back and meet Chef Melinda. She's the morning cook or sous chef, whatever, and find out what she's got cooking in the kitchen because you know I'm hungry. I'm always hungry. And here's Melinda. She's working hard. Melinda, I want to find out what your favorite thing is and what you would recommend.
English scramble.
English scramble. What's so good about that?
Well, you got a croissant and you got bacon and cheese on it. It's real good.
That does sound good. And Kathy's hard at work already back there, huh?
Yeah, she is.
So you guys have a good time, and you can have that ready for me in a little bit? Yeah. Good. We'll be back after a while. Thanks. Hotel Phillips, Villa Italia. It smells so good in here. Eric said that he was having difficulty doing his work earlier because he wanted to stop and eat the bacon. We'll come back and check in a little later and see how things are going. And you know I've got to meet Wolfgang. Deirdre?
Yeah, I'm kind of to meet the guy, too. He's got to be getting up there in the years. Well, we will get to meet him in just a minute, but now it is time to go to the break. Stay tuned. We'll be back with lots more at OK Mozart, including a look back at some of the posters over these last 12 years.
For summer trucking, it's time to get to the all-new Jim Glover Dodge. Where else can you buy the fastest-selling truck in America, the 96 Dodge T300 Oklahoma, Texas package for just $199 a month? You heard me right. Or the America's favorite midsize truck, the only true midsize truck in the U.S., a 96 Dodge Dakota for Jim Glover's incredible $89.50 or just $127 a month. Get trucking and get to the all-new Jim Glover Dodge, 5 miles south of I-44 on 145th and the Broken Arrow Expressway.
Hello, I'm Larry Mathis. When it comes to Father's Day gifts, we think the best choice is a reclining chair from Mathis Brothers.
Made by Lazy Boy and by Lane, there's no comparison to the comfort and fashion these reclining chairs give. Prices start at only $199 on a genuine recliner from America's #1 brand, Lazy Boy.
If you've been thinking about a new recliner for Dad or the man in your life, there's no need to wait.
You can open a charge account and get your card right on the spot, only at Oklahoma's #1 furniture store, Mathis Brothers, just south of 71st and Memorial.
Hi, I'm Jim Barotti. And I'm Steve Newman. Join us every Saturday on Discover Oklahoma. We'll introduce you to places you've never seen right here in Oklahoma.
Plus, we'll help you find the best restaurants, from down-home cooking to elegant dining all across the state.
And parents will enjoy all the fun spots we've discovered for you to take the kids.
From sporting events, arts festivals, plays,
rodeos, or community events.
Come discover Oklahoma with us.
It's worth the trip.
Saturday morning at 9 on Channel 2 NBC.
Nobody can do it. But Riverside Nissan.
Now get 5.9 for 60 months financing. Hi, Tulsa, Jill Bauer for Riverside Nissan. Choose from any of our 800 new or used cars, trucks, or vans and get 5.9 for 60 months financing. Quest, Maxima, Sentra, Pathfinder. Pick any new or used vehicle and get 5.9 for 60 months financing. But hurry, it's this weekend only.
Nobody can do it but Riverside Nissan. I-44, just east of Memorial.
In case you're just tuning in this morning, we are broadcasting live from Bartlesville this morning, and if you don't know why, well, you should know why. It's the start for OK Mozart, a wonderful week ahead of fabulous concerts, and of course, we're recognizing Wolfgang himself. In fact, we'll show you some shirts. We had some out earlier, the official shirt this year. It's kind of a cool deal as well. We're in the concert hall right now of the community center, and this is where a lot of the action is going to be taking place over the weekend as far as the concerts go and such. Let's start off this morning taking a look at some rainfall, and you know what? Gosh, Bartlesville, I wish I could do a little better for you. I know y'all have really messed up on as far as the amount of the rain goes. We've had 1/10 of an inch of rain in Bartlesville, and that's about all we can manage. Over at Nowata, they had 3/10 of an inch. Bixby, 4/10 of an inch, and then the heavy stuff was basically along and south of I-40. Temperatures this morning in the lower 60s across the area, with some 50s as you head back into northwest Oklahoma, and then back up into the Wichita area and Chanute. They're around 57 degrees, so just really a pleasant morning across the area. Right now in Tulsa, officially at the airport, 62 degrees, humidity 93%, northwest wind 6, the barometer rising from 30.01 inches, and back in Brookside in Tulsa, 61 degrees right now. For noontime today, you can look at temperatures in the upper 60s north and east of Tulsa to near 70 to the south and west with partly cloudy skies. 5 o'clock, temperatures will range from the lower 70s around Miami, Coffeyville to 74 at Pryor. Oklahoma City and Okemah coming in with 77 degrees with just a slight chance of a shower. Pinpoint forecast for this morning for the Tulsa area, some patchy fog, otherwise mild, a light north wind, and a noontime temperature of 69, warming to 75 by 5 o'clock with partly cloudy skies and just an isolated shower, and your 10 o'clock temperature dropping back to 63 degrees. Here's a look now at your 4-day forecast. Magnificent weather right through the weekend. Look for a warming trend by Monday. It's likely going to get hot for the big Woolarock concert that will be coming up this next Wednesday evening. Well, wouldn't you know it, with Channel 2 NBC being your official Olympic station, we're going to find a tie-in for the Olympics for just about everything. And, of course, we have found one right here in Bartlesville. Deirdre, you have more on that.
Yeah, can you believe it, David? An Olympic tie-in even to OK Mozart. That is the theme for the opening ceremonies of OK Mozart Festival, which kicks off this evening. So naturally, we have to have some Olympians on the show. And joining me this morning, Wayne Glasgow and Jim Clark, both Olympians who live here in the Bartlesville area. First, Wayne, let me have you tell us about your Olympic experiences. You also served in the military as well, and this is one of your gold medals.
Well, I suppose it's one of the highlights of my athletic career, and I played for the 66ers for 4 years, enjoyed it, and got a gold medal.
Now, this was with the men's basketball team at the Helsinki, Finland Games. That was 1952.
Right, in Helsinki.
Okay, let me have you open that for us. This is your gold medal. What was it like? What is your favorite memory or your most memorable occasion that happened during the Olympic Games? Can hold. I don't know how close we can get on a shot of that. Can we zoom in on that at all? What? Tell me about your most memorable experience at the Olympics.
I guess maybe all of them. Nothing really sticks out except when we were awarded the medal and having participated and during the Cold War we beat Russia twice for the championship, and I suppose that game would probably be the highlight.
And for you, Jim, what would be the highlight during your Olympic experiences? Now, Jim, you did trap shooting. Let's make sure and get that right during the 1960 Summer Olympics in Rome. You wanted to make sure we didn't say crap shooting. This is trap shooting, and you even have some of your pins. Tell me about your memories of the Olympic Games.
Oh, I have quite a few. One in particular, I remember Cassius Clay after he'd won his gold medal in boxing. And I remember him with tears streaming down his eyes, holding his gold medal and saying, "This is the greatest moment in my life." Of course, he went on to be probably the greatest boxer of all time. And Wilma Rudolph won, I believe it was 4 gold medals, and set a record each time. And I had a friend that was a swimmer who had had an operation 2 days before the tryouts. And for the Olympics, he was unable to make the team because of his operation. At the Olympics, he swam in 2 relay teams and set 2 world records. So
wow,
there were just a lot of unusual things that occurred.
Well, Jim and Wayne, thank you so much for joining us. I'm sure you'll be following the Olympics again this year, and what an honor to be able to have these medals in your record.
Well, we plan to attend and take our 4 grandsons.
Oh, really, this year?
Yeah.
Well, that's wonderful. Yeah. Well, good. We hope to be down there, too. Of course, we'll have all the Olympic Games on NBC. And stay tuned. Right after the break, we're going to present you more information on OK Mozart.
On Extra, Super Jock turned minister Reggie White's toughest battle.
What we want to do is get our message out.
After his church was mysteriously destroyed, see why Reggie turned to Hollywood for divine intervention.
To me, the greatest preaching tool is the TV screen.
Then, can this unorthodox procedure actually make patients healthier?
When you're coning the ear, you can actually be affecting many parts of the body.
Find out. Plus, the fur is flying over this fashion comeback. The story's only on Extra.
On Channel 2 NBC, your Olympic station.
Free! Set yourself free from long-term financing, big down payments, and high prices at the Fred Jones Freedom Celebration. At Fred Jones Ford, we'll pay you to drive the remaining hail-damaged vehicles off our lot. Get the best Fred Jones price, plus a hefty check to cover the damage. Use it any way you like. Over 2,000 cars and trucks with True Blue savings during the Freedom Celebration. Going on now at Fred Jones Ford and all Fred Jones dealerships in Oklahoma.
Out here, when you say you're better, you'd better be able to back it up. This is Arby's new Big Montana. It's better than any quarter-pound burger, and here's the backup. It's twice as big, a full half-pound of beef, and not just your average beef. Arby's slow-roasted beef. Add your choice of sauces. Try the biggest eats in fast food. Arby's new Big Montana, and taste why it's better out here. And try Arby's new home-style fries. So good, they beat McDonald's in a national taste test.
What's keeping you awake at night? You'll get a better night's sleep on a quality mattress from Woodcraft Furniture. Our tremendous selection includes America's best-selling Sealy Posturepedic and Certa-Perfect Sleeper and Woodcraft's exclusive Therapeutic with the best warranties in the world. Sealy Posturepedic and Certa-Perfect Sleeper Queen Set start at just $296. Therapeutic's 20-year non-prorated warranty Super Plush Queen Pillow Top set is only $499. Ask about Woodcraft's Mattress Express. No monthly payments, no interest for 6 months at Woodcraft.
And good morning again, everybody. Former TU great Melissa McNamara had a pretty good day at the golf course yesterday. 5 under 67, 1 shot out of the lead at the LPGA event in East Lansing, Michigan. Melissa looking for her second LPGA Tour victory. Sports notes, Texas Tech football coach Spike Dykes is recovering from triple bypass heart surgery, but the 56-year-old Red Raider coach says he'll be back and ready for work by July 1st. This year's Women's French Open final will be a repeat of last year's. Defending champ Steffi Graf meets Aranza Sanchez Vicario on Saturday. Graf ousting Conchita Martinez yesterday. Sanchez Vicario eliminating Yana Novotna. Ole Miss Athletic Director Pete Boone says the search for the school's new head baseball coach will be completed by next week. ORU's Sonny Galloway has interviewed for the job and is said to be one of the top 3 candidates to fill that position with the Rebels. Game 2 of the Stanley Cup Finals. Avalanche hoping for a 2-0 lead over the Rat Kings. And check out My man, Peter Forsberg, stuffs it in there. The hat trick for Pete in the very first inning. Wrong sport, Keith. How about first period? Oh, well, I had baseball in the brain. I'm sorry. But anyway, Joe Sakic had a hat trick in the first period. Whereas we Broken Arrow guys say inning. Anyway, go to the numbers, and Colorado goes to the victory 8-1. There is an avalanche suddenly over them Panthers. Tulsa Drillers continuing their pennant chase last night. Drillers a game and a half behind first place Jackson, entering last night's battle with Arkansas in the final days of the Texas League first half. Beautiful rainbow pivot as the game finally starts after a 50-minute rain delay. First inning, Drillers already down 1-0, but Kevin Brown changes that. The base hit to right, drives in Mark Little. Brown will try to stretch this one into a double. As the fans say, what happened there? Nothing doing, though. He's out. But the Drillers were leading. Did they win it last night? Let's check all the baseball numbers. Welcome back, everyone. You know, I'm getting kind of tired going back and forth between that concert hall up and down.
But you're doing a mighty splendid job, David.
Well, thank you,
And it's worth it so everyone at home can see it, because that is honestly a fabulous concert hall.
It really is. Hey, joining us now is Edgar Weston, local historian and museum guru. He runs the Tom Mix Museum, and you've been running the show over there for a while, as well as over at the Dewey Hotel.
Yes, I was in charge of restoration, Dewey Hotel, and I've been the free manager there for the last 28 years. We have tours. I began about 1966 having tours of historical sites and landmarks in the area. We've been working in Mozart since it began, and a very enjoyable time every time.
Okay, for those who don't know about the Tom Mix Museum, can you just tell us a little bit about it, what kind of things y'all have there?
We have the personal property of Tom Mix, all of his movie costumes. We have a replica of his horse Tony there that has a silver-mounted saddle and bridle and martingale, and we have all of his personal property displayed there in Tom Mix Museum in Dewey.
And how long have you lived in the Bartlesville area?
Well, my parents moved to Dewey in 1920. I was 4 years old, so I've lived here 76 years.
So you have seen it all. I mean,
What are some of the biggest changes you've seen in this community over the many years you've lived here?
Well, the Dewey Roundup was the largest event ever held in northeast Oklahoma. Pardon me. They would have 20 to 30,000 people at one showing of the Dewey Roundup, and Tom Mix always came, if he could, from Hollywood, and as a boy I used to follow him around. And Pistol Pete was a local. He grew up out of Circle Mountain west of Bartlesville.
Of course, he moved on to Stillwater soon after.
Yeah. Pistol used to come back to the Indian Territory Pioneer Association every year at Dewey, and of course the Bartles family, Bartlesville was named after them, and Jake Bartles started Dewey, built the Dewey Hotel, moved his store to Dewey, and so we saw a lot of people that were famous or near famous, and that influenced us some working in history.
well, Edgar, after spending 76 years here, I'm sure we could go on all morning. Unfortunately, we're kind of out of time, but thanks for spending the time that you have with us.
Yeah, thank you very much. We appreciate it.
And we still have more ahead on 2 News in the Morning, live from Bartlesville, as we get ready for OK Mozart.
You're invited to the 1996 Parade of Homes, June 8th through the 16th. Get your official guide and plans book at area Get and Go stores, State Bank, or Mill Creek Lumber. Inside, you'll find the parade route and 54 new homes, along with exciting remodeling ideas. Enjoy this unique collection of quality homes featuring a variety of architectural styles, floor plans, and prices. Pick up your official guide and plans book today and join us for the 1996 Parade of Homes, presented by the Home Builders Association of Tulsa.
The day of radio is gone. The people expect to see pictures. People expect to see good pictures.
Yeah, and especially now with microwave and satellite, you've got to get out there and get it right now. You get down there and you start shooting, you know you've got to get the story and hit deadline and get your live shots up.
There's no better feeling in the world when you've beaten someone to a story and you get the good pictures back before they do, and people notice that.
Pictures, that's the most important thing, is the pictures.
Yeah. The Channel 2 photojournalists, because without this part of the home team, it would just be radio.
When car dealers say they're a volume seller and they're going to pass the savings on to you, you know why they're not below politicians, because neither one means what they say. The truth is, all car dealers pay the same for their vehicles. They won't tell you that, but at University Chevrolet, well, we just did. So when you hear we're going to pass the savings on to you, no, you're probably going to pass your wallet on to them.